What if the next song you heard on Spotify wasn't made by a human? What if it sounded like Drake or Taylor Swift or The Weeknd without them even stepping into a studio? Spotify just announced a major new safeguards to crack down on deepfakes, AI-generated spam, and music scams. We're breaking down exactly what Spotify is doing, why they're doing it, and how it could reshape the future of streaming for both artists and listeners. Pretty much anyone with a laptop now can generate a beat, clone a famous voice, or mass produce thousands of songs pretty much overnight. On one hand, this is pretty exciting. It simplifies music creation as a whole. But on the other hand, it opens up the floodgate of abuse. Spotify announced that in 2025 they removed over 75 million tracks already. That includes low-quality loops, impersonating of other artists, or very short tracks to gain payouts. And these spam uploads, of course, dilute royalty pools, which means that real artists make a lot less money. And when deepfake songs show up under an artist, it's very misleading to fans, and it also damages the trust. So the first thing that Spotify is rolling out is all about impersonation, and specifically vocal cloning, better known as deepfakes. We've already seen viral examples of AI tracks where Drake, Kanye West, or Ariana Grande's voices are cloned saying something totally fake. And the scary part that to most listeners, they sound almost exactly the same as the real thing. So Spotify is trying to tighten the rules. And if you upload a song that uses an artist clone voice without permission, it's coming down. And they're cracking down on another sneaky tactic, fake tracks being uploaded to real artist profiles. Let's talk about how people actually upload fake tracks, which to me seems very fascinating. So first they generate the audio with AI tools. They use voice cloning or music generation models to create a song that sounds like a real artist. So they create covers, they create the name of the track, they basically do everything. And sometimes they use the exact artist name, like for example Drake, or slightly change the spelling to confuse discovery. And another crazy thing that I've heard from multiple distributors at this point, they might also reuse ISRC and UPC codes. So those are identifiers that meant to be unique. If they reuse the existing one, the upload's gonna look pretty official. So they have to go through distributors like TuneCore, DistroKid, CD Baby, or etc. I've heard a lot of times DistroKid is punishing a lot of indie artists lately. You know, they saying that's botted streams, they take music down like crazy, but they can't stop those massive uploads that they should be stopping. What those distribution companies need to be worried about is they need to be worried about continuing relationships with their indie artists. And I hear left and right from everybody that, oh, my track was taken down, my track was taken down. There was a video of a girl who was saying that she spent $100,000 making her album and it was taken down. And she didn't do anything wrong. This is what they need to be fixing. And then they can fix the impersonations, they can fix all other stuff that they're doing. And to fix this issue, Spotify says that they're partnering more closely with music distributors. Okay. I worked with Spotify for a few years now. And I can tell you that if it's the same people who are working on the ad platform development, it will take forever to do. I don't think this is going to be as fast, and I don't think it's going to be as good. Another safeguard that they're putting is brand new music spam filter. Think of it like spam for your email, right? Filtering your email, but for songs. It's designed to catch abusive uploads like duplicate tracks, ultra short clips, or mass dumps of low quality content. And when detected, those uploads won't be promoted, won't show up in recommendations, and in some cases won't even get published. You know, Spotify admitted that they're rolling out this carefully because they don't want to accidentally flag legitimate creators, so they're starting conservative, but they're refining the system over time. But detection systems and algorithms are not perfect. So I think what will happen is a lot of small artists will get shadow banned or removed for no reason at all, and appealing will be a very painful process. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but they need to figure out their detection that's currently happening, that's removing thousands of artists for no reason. Instead, they're just piling up another junk on top of the previous junk without fixing it. The third thing is Spotify is tackling transparency. They're working with the industry group called DDEX. DDEX is a global standard body made of record labels, music publishers, streaming services, and tech companies. And its job is to create technical standards for how information about music, things like ownership, rights, credit, and usage, gets shared between different players in the music ecosystem. Without these standards, every streaming service, label, and publisher would pass metadata in different formats. This means that artists and labels will be able to clearly disclose when and how AI was used in a track, whether it's the vocals, the instrumentation, or the mixing. And Spotify plans to display this info inside the app, so listeners can see at a glance how much AI was involved. How do we define this, right? Let's say I recorded a song, I did drums. So what percentage does it say there? How's it gonna look? And is it gonna be like, oh, drums done by AI? Who cares? Guitar done by AI? Who cares, right? It was mixed by AI? Okay, that's a little different. Still, probably who cares? But it's good to display it, but how can you display the percentage that was used by AI? And this is something that I don't understand. It's kind of like mind-boggling to me a little bit. And what is important, which is also good, the Spotify says they will not penalize or downrank tracks just because they use AI, which is cool. But what if I tagged incorrectly or not tagged at all? What if I'm a user, right, and I released a song, recorded with AI completely, and I just didn't put any tags? I said, Alex wrote the song. It's my song, period. Now what? I didn't tag it. Are they going to be able to tell that's AI? Probably not. So they're probably going to create AI to detect AI, which is pretty funny. I think this is just the way for Spotify to show that they care and not much will change overall in this case. Spotify itself also been facing a lot of criticism, right? With accusation to promoting so-called fake artists. And we all heard the stories, right? So they apparently created a bunch of AI artists to reduce royalty payouts. And it became a big thing. And Spotify got backfire on this, and they were saying, oh, no, we're not doing this. This is not true. But they did. We all know they did. While all this thing in theory sounds very strong and promising, we're gonna make sure that there are no fake tracks, better for the listeners, we make sure that if it's AI, you know about it, we're gonna make your listening experience better. Sounds good on paper. In reality, probably won't be so much. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you trust Spotify to handle this fairly? And should AI music even be allowed at all? And if yes, in what capacity? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.